All right, good morning, everybody. Joe Van Doren here, and welcome to our virtues pick for today. It's a holiday. It's July the 4th, Independence Day for the United States, and it's just a wonderful day to take some time to reflect on, who we are and what we're practicing. And today, the virtue that came up for us is interesting because it's righteousness. And so let's read the description for this virtue, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. So it goes like this: righteousness is living by a code of moral rectitude. It is practicing impeccable integrity in light of what we know is right. We don't allow the fads of the day to sway us from doing the right thing, nor do we stand in judgment of others. Righteousness is one thing, self-righteousness is another. We don't shame ourselves when we go off track. We discern the lesson in the teachable moment and gently call ourselves back to the virtues. We resist being driven by our egos. We choose to be led by our souls. We live the good life. So I think this is just a wonderful word for us to focus on, and especially today, because, it says, we're practicing integrity in light of what we know is right. And in the world that we're living in today, there's a lot of discord in what is right, and some people feel so strongly about their stand that they're willing to do some very bad things to other people. They're willing to destroy things. They're willing to scream and yell and be angry. And so I just wanted to make this point today that whenever we're feeling any kind of feeling that is not one of joy and love and peace and the goodness of life, whenever we're feeling that, it's a pretty good sign that we're not being true to ourselves, to our source, to our soul, if you want to use that word, to who we really are. And so righteousness is about living by the code of moral rectitude, and it's perfectly fine for that, the morals that you have or the things that you believe in, for you to live by that. But when we begin to demand that other people live by our own code of conduct, or we demand that we and stand in judgment of others and criticize and do these things that are harmful, because when we harm someone else, it doesn't make us feel good. So that should be a sign to us that it's not something that's a part of our true selves. And so when we practicing righteousness is about keeping the integrity to what we believe is true for us. And I think it's one of those virtues that we want to always keep in mind as we think about, how am I feeling right now? Am I feeling angry? Well, then how is my source, my inner being, my true self? How is that feeling? Is it feeling love towards this other person, and I'm on the opposite side? Because if that's the case, and that is a pretty good sign that is the case, then we're probably just off track, and we don't want to find ourselves shaming others, judging others, blaming others, but rather, or even ourselves. We don't want to blame ourselves. We don't want to shame ourselves. We don't want to be angry with ourselves. We just want to be true to ourselves. And when we do that, we can do that, let's say, by calling ourselves back to the virtues. What virtue do I need right now? Now, I can tell you that for me, this has been one of the most helpful questions that I've ever been able to ask myself when I begin to feel frustrated or angry or annoyed or, pissed off about something. I just ask myself, what is the virtue that I need right now to feel better? What is it? Is it trust? That's a big one for me, and Or is it, do I need to practice more courtesy in this situation? Or is it something that is it a situation that I need more confidence in? But sometimes, I find myself not practicing and not being having integrity of what I know is the right thing to do out of fear or out of lack of confidence or, just not standing in my own knowing what is right for me and for those around me. So, righteousness is a wonderful virtue as long as we don't become self righteous and we don't come to that place where we're our egos just our egos are taking us away from the things that we know are who we truly are. So it's something to contemplate, it's something to meditate on. And when we're feeling that and we're not able to turn the boat around, let's say, and get it going in a better direction for ourselves, sometimes it's better just to begin to think about something else, to look at another issue, something that makes us feel a little bit better, and that will help us to get our boat righted and get back on track to where we're living the life that we know is right for us. Obviously, this is one of those virtues that is critical for parents because we have the responsibility to help our children grow and develop a moral code for themselves. And we want to be the person, as the parent, we want to be the person that's helping them to mold them and help them to develop their own standards and their own ways of being. And we would prefer to be the influencer of that rather than having the media or maybe someone else in our community being that person. And so clarity is the beginning, right? It's becoming very clear about what we believe, and then being able, and as we discuss in the 4 C's, being able to communicate that and live it consistently, as well as drawing together a community of individuals that live by the same morals that we do. And so that's our goal, right? Is to live a righteous life, one that feels good to us without trying to put other people down. So those are my thoughts this morning about this wonderful virtue of righteousness. And I hope that all of us can focus on this in a way that that we focus on righteousness in a way that doesn't start blaming other people and criticizing others for what they believe. That's what we're about. So thank you very much for being here. I wish everyone a great holiday this Monday morning. And as we go into the day, let's focus of living by our code of moral rectitude. And until next time, tomorrow morning, keep practicing all of the virtues and the 4 C's of successful families, and that is clarity, communication, consistency, and community. Until next time, bye.